Hello, I'm Sheila Callahan, Executive Director and Board Chair for Age Equity Alliance, 501c3, partnering with organizations to create age equity in the workplace. Today's message is from Ashton Applewhite, one of the most recognized age advocates in the world and author of the book, This Chair Rocks, a Manifesto Against Ageism. I've noticed that since the pandemic began, Ashton has been speaking out about ableism and the intersection between ableism and ageism. And so I asked her the question, why the focus on ableism and how is it relevant to workplace diversity, equity, and inclusion? Here's her response.
It doesn't take much head scratching to realize that much of our fear about aging is actually about how our minds and bodies might change as we grow older. That's not ageism, it's ableism. It's not actually about age. Plenty of youngers live with disability and plenty of olders do not. It is the belief that being non-disabled is normal and that leading meaningful, desirable lives means staying youthful, able-bodied, able-minded. This stigma runs so deep that we tend to act as though older people never become disabled and disabled people don't grow old. And an ageist and ableist society gives us cover. Of course, disability and aging are different, and acquiring a disability is very different from living with one lifelong, and it's important to acknowledge and respect those differences. But disability and aging overlap in ways that are important to learn from and build on in the workplace and everywhere else. For example, if an employer is reluctant to hire an older person because they might retire soon, it's ageism. If the employer is reluctant because they think the older person might require special accommodations, it's ableism. If an employer doesn't make presentations accessible to people with visual or hearing impairments, it's ageist and ableist. Why is it important to understand these distinctions? Because we need to understand what we are up against and to join forces. For example, for decades, people with disabilities have been asking employers to make it possible to work from home. And once COVID happened and the health of the general public was at risk, these changes and adaptations magically became possible. Let's pressure companies to make these accommodations permanent, to keep everyone safe, and to lower barriers to full employment. Accessibility benefits everyone, including any employer who wants to move beyond the standard D&I lip service and tap into a reservoir of extraordinary talent.
The future of work is age inclusive. Are you ready?